Have you ever felt like time slows down just before something big unfolds? This week, from March 24th to 29th, a profound energetic wave is sweeping across dimensions, and it's not something you can afford to ignore. Kelly Adams shares a message not of fear, but of transformation. If you've been seeing signs, feeling strange inner shifts, or sensing invisible nudges, this is your moment. The universe has carefully designed this exact week for something sacred. You are being called to awaken, listen, and act. The choice is yours, but the time window is precise. Let's unlock what this really means. The quantum bell has rung. There are rare moments in human history when cosmic energy pulses through our dimension like a silent bell. You may not hear it with your ears, but your cells feel it. Your dreams shift, your thoughts speed up, and your emotions intensify. This week, that bell has rung across the collective soul field. For those who are sensitive, the air itself feels different, as if it's vibrating with a message too vast to put into words. You've been prepared for this, perhaps without even knowing. The ringing is not meant to alarm you. It is to wake up the part of you that has been dormant. Picture an ancient temple within you, sealed for centuries, now slowly unlocking. Your awareness expands, not through effort, but through remembrance. It's a subtle whisper from the higher realms, telling you that your mission is ready for activation. This week, pay attention to your intuitive nudges. They are your sacred breadcrumbs. Even in silence, this bell alters your electromagnetic field. You'll start noticing shifts in the people around you, some pulling away, some suddenly aligning with your path. That is not rejection or coincidence. It's the realignment of frequencies. You are being nudged to vibrate higher, to speak your truth with clarity, and to shed what no longer fits. Every heartbeat this week echoes with divine purpose. You just have to slow down enough to feel it. Ask yourself, have you been rushing past spiritual signals because they felt inconvenient or strange? This is the week to stop, breathe, and pay sacred attention. The universe doesn't need loud events to wake you up. It only needs your willingness to hear the silence underneath chaos. Listen beyond your ears. Feel beyond your skin. Because when the quantum bell rings, it doesn't just call your ears, it calls your entire soul to rise. Your soul is downloading ancient data. You may have noticed moments this week where everything seems to slow down, almost like the world is pausing around you. These aren't random stillnesses, they are sacred pauses. During these gaps in time, your soul begins the process of downloading ancient wisdom. This isn't information you're learning from the outside world. It's knowledge buried deep in your spiritual DNA, waiting for this very window to awaken. The universe is sending a soft invitation. Be still, and let the ancient truths flow into your awareness. Many people expect divine insight to arrive in dramatic, earth-shaking ways. But soul data doesn't work like that. It comes gently, like moonlight on still water. In moments of calm, your soul decodes energetic patterns from previous lifetimes, memories, symbols, and understandings you thought were lost forever. Some of these downloads may feel like déjà vu, others like a sudden knowing that didn't exist a second ago. This is your higher self whispering through the cracks of time. To receive this information fully, your spirit must be still enough to feel the subtle shifts. That's why distractions will feel louder this week. Devices, conversations, obligations, they may all pull harder at your attention. But behind those layers, there's a golden thread leading you inward. Let yourself disconnect. Let silence be your sanctuary. Meditation, mindful breathing, and even simple walks in nature can open the portals for these downloads to occur. You are not just remembering who you were, you are retrieving pieces of your soul that are essential for who you're becoming. The stillness you practice now determines the clarity you'll experience later. Trust that this ancient wisdom being uploaded into your consciousness will reveal its purpose in divine timing. You don't need to understand it all right away. For now, simply hold space. The data of your soul knows exactly where to go. Why you're feeling time fold. Have you felt like days are both flying by and dragging at the same time? Or that past memories are visiting you in odd, vivid ways? That's because time isn't moving as it usually does. You're not losing your grip on reality. You're entering the invisible spiral of time folding. In spiritual dimensions, time behaves more like a circle than a straight line. This week, that spiral tightens, bringing different lifetimes, lessons, and possibilities closer to your awareness than ever before. Your spirit is traveling through corridors you've walked before in dreams and subconscious thought. It's why you may feel strangely nostalgic or emotionally charged without clear reason. These are echoes from other versions of you, lives you've lived or might live. The veil between timelines has thinned, and you are being given rare access to cross-reference paths. It's less about knowing the future and more about seeing how your soul has evolved across many points in time. Don't panic if you feel a bit disoriented. Linear thinking doesn't apply in this spiral. Instead of asking, "What's next?" ask, "What is aligning?" Let go of rigid plans. Trust that what you're sensing now is more real than your calendar. In this fold, intuition is more accurate than logic. Time isn't just bending for fun, it's doing so to pull you closer to the version of yourself that's already mastered what you seek. The invisible spiral is a divine tool for integration. It brings together fragmented experiences across dimensions so you can rise into your next level whole. Time may be folding, but your soul is expanding. Ride the spiral with awareness. Keep a journal, track your emotions, and observe recurring themes. They are messages from your multidimensional self. You're not stuck. You're spiraling upward towards something vast and sacred. Echoes from your future self are near. In the quiet moments between thoughts, you may have caught a glimpse, a voice not quite your own, a feeling that nudged you toward a choice, a dream too vivid to be random. These are echoes from your future self. Your higher timeline is sending signals backward through the veil, attempting to guide you gently toward alignment. This is not fantasy. It's the mechanics of divine communication between your now and your becoming. This week, those echoes grow louder. You might feel a sudden urge to change direction, to release something that once felt essential, or to reach out to someone unexpectedly. These aren't impulses, they're messages. The version of you that already crossed the river is tossing back instructions, breadcrumbs, and warnings. And they always come wrapped in intuition. You'll know it by the way your heart races even when nothing seems wrong. This isn't about being psychic or predicting the future. It's about recognizing that you are not walking this path blind. Your soul already knows the destination and is trying to help your human self avoid unnecessary detours. Sit with the choices that arise this week. Before acting, ask, does this feel like expansion or contraction? Your future self speaks through resonance. What expands your soul now will be remembered as a turning point later. Be kind to yourself as you listen. You may not always understand the message in full, but you will feel its truth. Trust the glimpses. Trust the pull. This week is not about forcing clarity, but about receiving guidance from the version of you that already found peace, power, and purpose. You are not alone. You are being mentored by your own highest self. A sacred countdown has quietly begun. From the moment March 24th arrives, an invisible countdown begins, not to a disaster, but to a sacred unfolding. It is a cosmic clock ticking inside your soul, marking the close of one energetic cycle and the beginning of another. While the world around you may look unchanged, the field of possibilities is being rewritten behind the scenes. You are entering a rare portal of transformation, one that only opens once in many lifetimes. This countdown is not loud or dramatic. It whispers in the form of internal pressure, a feeling of urgency with no clear source. You might feel compelled to clean, to reflect, to let go of clutter, both emotional and physical. That's not random. It's your spirit preparing for the next assignment. The door behind you is closing gently. What you bring into the new energy must be chosen with intention, not habit. Everything during this countdown becomes a teacher. The arguments, the delays, the signs, the dreams, they are all final lessons before the new frequency locks in. This window doesn't demand perfection. It calls for presence. Look closely at what keeps repeating in your life this week. Patterns are surfacing to be healed or released. If you ignore them now, they will return later, but with more intensity. You are not being tested, you are being offered clarity. The countdown is a divine grace, a moment of pause before momentum. Use it wisely. Align your thoughts, protect your peace, and reconnect with your purpose. When March 29th arrives, the portal won't close with a bang, but with a quiet shift. And you'll know, deep within, whether you stepped through or stayed behind. Reality is softening. Reality, as you've known it, is not as solid as it once felt. This week, the veil between the spiritual and physical realms becomes thin, almost transparent. What once seemed impossible now begins to flicker at the edges of possibility. Manifestation accelerates because the spiritual clay of your life is soft and pliable. It's as if the universe handed you the sculpting tools. What you think, feel, and believe now will form the shape of your reality tomorrow. You may notice your thoughts reflecting back to you at rapid speed. A single fear might manifest in a strange event. A moment of gratitude may attract a sudden blessing. This is not magic, it's alignment. The energetic grid is hypersensitive during this window, responding instantly to your frequency. The question is, are you creating from habit or from intention? This week calls for deliberate focus, elevated emotions, and purposeful speech. To mold your reality wisely, you must first see it as liquid. What has felt fixed in your life, finances, relationships, health, is actually responding to unseen forces behind the scenes. That force is you. Old identities will start to feel too small. Old beliefs may begin to break apart. Don't fear the instability. Welcome it. It means you're in the creation phase, not the destruction one. Now is the moment to plant seeds you truly want to see grow. Remember, softened reality doesn't mean loss of control. It means greater influence. Every word you speak this week has more weight. Every choice echoes louder into your timeline. Don't waste it on distractions or low vibrations. Breathe, visualize, and affirm from a place of clarity. You are no longer a passive observer of your life. You are the potter, and this week, the clay is divine. The alignment storm. It's not uncommon to feel chaotic just before a major elevation. This week, you may experience spiritual turbulence, unexpected emotions, arguments, or setbacks. But this is not a breakdown. It's a breakthrough disguised in friction. Alignment storms are spiritual detoxes. They come to shake loose what can't go with you into higher frequency. The discomfort isn't punishment, it's preparation. Your soul is being cleared, even if your mind doesn't yet understand the method. The people or situations that stir your peace this week are not random. They're mirrors, revealing what still triggers your ego or dims your light. This is your invitation to respond differently. Instead of reacting with fear or anger, pause and ask, what is this moment trying to teach me? Each storm holds hidden wisdom. When navigated with awareness, it becomes a staircase rather than a stumbling block. Elevation requires letting go, not just of toxic people or patterns, but of outdated versions of yourself. The chaos you may be feeling is the shedding of an old energetic skin. Don't resist it. Cry if you need to. Reflect, journal, breathe deeply. The soul expands most just after it feels confined. The tighter the squeeze, the bigger the release. Storms do not last, but what they clear away reveals your truest self. This week, the alignment storm is a sacred reset. The more you lean into growth, the more grace you'll receive. Chaos is not your enemy. It is your escort to a higher plane. Watch how you rise after the rain. Your soul didn't come here to stay safe. It came to ascend, and this is part of the rising. Elevation is not comfortable. It's cosmic. This week, karma will knock softly before shouting. Karma is often misunderstood as punishment, but in truth, it is pure balance. It is the soul's way of completing stories that were left open. This week, karma arrives quietly at first, like a gentle knock. You might notice subtle nudges, a phone call you didn't expect, a memory resurfacing, or someone asking for closure. These are not accidents. They are karmic threads coming back around for resolution. If you ignore the soft knock, karma will grow louder. Not out of cruelty, but because unresolved energy insists on being seen. The universe is deeply invested in your growth and knows when something left incomplete is blocking your next level. This week offers you the opportunity to clear emotional debts with grace. It asks you to forgive, to apologize, to speak your truth before the lessons become louder and harder. When you respond to karma with awareness, you move through timelines faster. You heal loops that might have repeated for years. Don't be afraid of what returns. Be curious. Why now? Why this person? Why this feeling? Your higher self already knows the answers. You're being shown how to rewrite patterns that have been following you from life to life. This is divine justice, not courtroom justice, but soul-centered equilibrium. This week, don't wait for the shout. Open the door when karma knocks softly. Be present, be humble, and be honest. Every act of resolution frees your spirit. You are not being haunted. You are being healed. The more you lean into this truth, the more peace you'll feel. And in that peace, you'll find incredible spiritual acceleration. Truth codes are hiding in plain sight. This week, truth is no longer concealed. It is encoded all around you, waiting to be decoded. The universe has hidden sacred messages in the most ordinary of places, numbers on a clock, lines in a song, phrases from strangers. These are truth codes, spiritual nudges designed to awaken your memory. To see them, you must move beyond logic and into soul-level perception. You may start seeing repeated numbers, strange animal encounters, or vivid dreams. These are not meaningless. Each symbol you notice carries a specific frequency that activates dormant wisdom within you. You're not being taught, you're being reminded. You knew this truth once before. Now you are reclaiming it. This is the divine language of synchronicity, spoken fluently only by the awakened. To understand truth codes, you must become still and curious. Write down what appears often. Ask your inner voice what it means before turning to external sources. The codes are uniquely tailored to your spiritual blueprint. They carry instructions for your next steps, wrapped in the fabric of your everyday experience. What looks like coincidence is actually choreography from your higher realms. This week, live like the entire universe is speaking directly to you, because it is. The veil is thin and your spirit is open. Every truth code you unlock moves you closer to your soul's mission. They are not tricks or riddles, they are road signs from the divine. Follow them, and you will not only awaken, you will remember. You are not remembering the past, it's remembering you. The past is not just something behind you. It is a living energy field that circles back when your soul is ready to reintegrate it. This week, you may feel haunted by old memories, places, or emotions that seem out of place. That's not nostalgia. That's your past remembering you. Lives you've lived, versions you've been, and choices you once made are knocking on your consciousness to be seen, understood, and finally merged. When the past remembers you, it's because it holds a key to your future. A lesson left unlearned, a talent you forgot, or a relationship that shaped your core. These echoes come back not to trap you, but to gift you closure or expansion. The challenge is recognizing what needs to be healed versus what needs to be embraced. This week is a rare mirror reflecting not only who you were, but why you had to become who you are now. Past life memories or timelines may arise as dreams, odd fascinations, or sudden fears. Pay close attention. Your higher self is walking with these old parts, helping you release what's expired and reclaim what is sacred. This is not emotional overload, it's soul reintegration. When you stop resisting the past and begin to honor its presence, you collapse time and free your spirit from loops it's carried across lifetimes. The spiritual magnetism of March 24 to 29 explained. There are cosmic windows that act like magnets, pulling in energy, aligning destinies, and speeding up soul contracts. March 24 to 29 is not just a date range, it is a divine corridor encoded into time itself. During this week, vibrational portals open that attract every soul who is ready for elevation. You may feel pulled toward new people, strange ideas, or profound spiritual insights. That's not your mind wandering. It's your spirit responding to a magnetic call. This magnetism isn't just pulling you forward. It's also pushing away what no longer belongs. That's why relationships may feel strained or dreams may shift direction. You are being magnetized toward your original blueprint, the version of you that existed before fear, ego, or conditioning. The closer you get to this truth, the more aligned you feel, even if the path looks unfamiliar. Trust that what's drawing you now is guided by divine intelligence. March 24 to 29 has been marked in the spiritual realm as a moment of awakening acceleration. Light codes, downloads, and reconnections are intensified. You may feel like you're being watched over, guided more directly, or even tested. That's because you are. This magnetic pull is not random. It's precise, ancient, and sacred. Let yourself be drawn. You're not drifting. You're being delivered. Your aura is upgrading. Protect its frequency. As you ascend your aura, the electromagnetic field around your body begins to change. This week, you may feel more tired, more sensitive, or more emotional. That's because your aura is recalibrating to a higher frequency. Think of it like software updating in the background. You don't see it, but everything is shifting for better performance. Your spiritual operating system is receiving patches of protection, clarity, and light. What upgrades make you more sensitive, not less? You'll be more attuned to people's energy, places that drain you, and thoughts that no longer serve you. This means protection becomes essential. Not out of fear, but out of discernment. Spend less time in chaotic environments, consume less negative media, and surround yourself with high vibration conversations and nature. Guard your aura the way you would guard sacred treasure, because it is. Your aura isn't just reacting, it's expanding. You'll begin to draw in opportunities, insights, and souls that match this elevated field. But just like a freshly planted seed, it needs a protected environment to grow. This week, be intentional about who has access to your energy. You are not just upgrading for survival, you are upgrading for ascension. You are walking into a cosmic mirror. This week, life will mirror you in ways that are too precise to ignore. Every person you meet, every conversation you have, will reflect something about your inner state. If you feel triggered, ask why. If someone inspires you, see it as a reflection of who you're becoming. The cosmos is holding up a mirror, not to judge, but to show you where your energy is aligned or out of balance. This mirror isn't external, it's spiritual. What you judge in others is often a wound within yourself. What you admire in them may be a sleeping gift within you. Use this mirror wisely. Don't fall into shame or ego. Instead, become a conscious observer. This week is a chance to course correct through clarity, not conflict. When you understand that the world is showing you yourself, you gain profound power. Most importantly, don't fear what the mirror shows. If shadows arise, it means you're finally ready to face them. If light shines through, it means you've done more healing than you realize. This week is sacred because it helps you integrate. You're not just living your life, you're seeing your soul reflected in real time. The mirror is not punishment, it is the portal. The soul's compass is spinning for a reason. You may feel directionless right now, unsure which step to take or what decision is best. That's not failure, it's transformation. When a soul is about to upgrade, its internal compass often spins wildly. This is because your old maps no longer apply. Your spirit is orienting itself to a new destination, one that your conscious mind hasn't fully grasped yet. Don't resist the confusion, it's part of the recalibration. Spiritual disorientation is sacred. It's like being lifted from one timeline and dropped into another, but before the pieces settle, it all feels blurry. This is your chance to let go of the need to control. Let your heart, not your fear, guide you. This week, answers will not come from overthinking. They will come from alignment. If something feels heavy, release it. If something feels light, explore it. Eventually, your compass will stabilize, and when it does, you'll know exactly where to go. But for now, be patient with yourself. You are not lost. You are realigning. The spinning is a sign that something deep within is activating, preparing you for a journey you could never have taken from your former state. Let the compass spin. It's pointing toward destiny. This isn't just a week, it's a soul portal. What if this week isn't just part of your calendar, but a soul agreement written long before you were born? March 24 to 29 is more than time passing. It is a soul portal, an energetic gateway meant to usher you into a higher reality. When portals open, they don't just change circumstances. They transform identities. The person you were at the beginning of this week is not meant to survive its end unchanged. This soul portal is not for everyone. Only those who are ready will sense it and respond. If you're still watching, still listening, still feeling the pull, you're one of them. The portal is open now. Don't wait for more signs. Your soul already knows the way. All that's left is for you to walk through it. You are being recruited by the light. There are moments when your soul is quietly tapped on the shoulder by the divine. This week is one of those moments. You may feel a deep pull to shift your focus, to step out of survival mode and into a higher calling. That feeling isn't random. You are being recruited by the light. Not into religion, not into dogma, but into purpose, into service, into awakening. You are being asked to rise, not for your ego, but for the evolution of humanity. Being recruited by the light doesn't mean abandoning your life. It means infusing it with divine awareness. Every act of kindness, every word of wisdom, every moment of presence becomes sacred. You become a lighthouse, not because you have no storms, but because you've learned to hold steady in them. This week is not just about awakening. It's about accepting your role in the awakening of others. The invitation has been sent. Will you answer?